Hi, my name is Edwith Theogene, and I am the Director of Advocacy at Generation Progress. Generation Progress is a national education and advocacy nonprofit that works with and for young people between the ages of 18 to 35 to promote progressive solutions to the political and social issues that matter most to our generation. We strive to uplift the voices and the leadership of young people across the country to ensure that their perspectives are included in policy-making spaces at all levels of government. Generation Progress is housed within the Center for American Progress, making us the only youth advocacy organization housed within a progressive think tank.
Hi everyone, Camille Martin here with Voto Latino. At Voto Latino, I am the Partnerships Associate, which means that I work with so many different and incredible on-the-ground groups, as well as nonprofits and corporations, to make sure that people first and foremost are registered to vote, but that they also know about the issues that matter and realize that, real change happens in communities through the power of voting.
Hi there, my name is Emily Brzozowski, and I am the Nevada State Organizer for the Fight for Her campaign. The Fight for Her campaign is a national grassroots campaign in 8 states and 9 cities across the country, and we are fighting to defend reproductive freedom around the world. The campaign aims to repeal Trump's global gag rule and the Helms Amendment and stop any and all attacks on reproductive health and rights. These are 2 of the most odious policies ever enacted on foreign assistance funding. The Helms Amendment bans funding abortion services under any circumstances, and Trump's global gag rule goes a step further and has had devastating consequences on healthcare and reproductive freedom all over the world by denying desperately needed funding to global healthcare organizations if they even so much as mention the word abortion. Think about how dangerous that is. If I am a healthcare provider and want to provide family planning and reproductive healthcare, I can't even so much as mention the word abortion. How do you provide comprehensive reproductive healthcare if you're not allowed to speak about abortion, especially when unsafe abortion is such a rampant problem in much of the world? That's why we're organizing grassroots support to create change.
At Generation Progress, our top policy priorities are gun violence prevention, criminal justice reform, student debt, immigration, climate change, and democracy. These are all issues in which young people are disproportionately impacted, and these are all issues in which we've seen the leadership of young people really shine through.
At Voto Latino, together we're on a mission to register 1 million voters by the general election this year. Yeah, you heard that right. 1 million new voters by November 3rd of this year. This goal is ambitious, but we're on track to hit it, and I personally know and recognize and realize that this goal would not be achievable without the incredible and important work that our partners do on the ground and in virtual spaces to register folks to vote. The favorite part about my job personally is coalition building and learning how us as Voto Latino, as a greater national organization, can work to really amplify the voices of so many incredible local activists and organizations and volunteers through a string of in-person and virtual events.
Our top policy priorities as the Fight for Her campaign are to first pass the Global Health Empowerment and Rights Act. The Global HER Act is a piece of legislation that would permanently repeal the global gag rule and restore funding to healthcare organizations all over the world. And our second policy priority is to repeal the Helms Amendment. The Helms Amendment has been used to ban foreign assistance dollars from funding abortion services under any circumstances, even in cases of rape, incest, or to save the life of the pregnant person. Since launching the Fight for Her campaign, we have collected over 45,000 petitions in support of the Global HER Act and engaged over 600 volunteers nationwide.
At Generation Progress, we sit on a variety of different coalitions, and we are participants in a variety of campaigns that all focus on the top priority policy issues that we are working on. How we approach these campaigns and coalitions are, we first consider what the goal of the campaign is and what the goal of the coalition is. What are we trying to accomplish? What are we trying to achieve? And we also ask ourselves what our role is in that coalition. If this is the goal and we're in alignment with a common goal, what can our role be to accomplish that goal? What is it that we can bring to the table that could be a value add to contribute to this coalition? And we also consider what our capacity is to contribute to that coalition? Can we show up to the monthly meetings or the monthly calls? Can we contribute additional resources? We really take it seriously because everyone has a part to play, and we all have a role and responsibility to the folks in the campaign and to the coalition and to the folks, to the goal that we're trying to achieve. And something else, another approach that we have is we take a look at who are the folks within the coalition, right? There needs to be a level of trust and open communication to ensure that a coalition is successful. And if you can't have those things, then it's very, very challenging to accomplish the goals that you're striving to accomplish. So that's sort of our approach to coalition work and to partnering with folks and working across campaigns. Like I said, we sit at a variety of different coalitions. One coalition that comes to mind is the Home is Here campaign. It's led by United We Dream. And I think that they've done a really great job of bringing folks together, ensuring that there's open communication, ensuring that everyone has a part to play within the coalition. And we all are always in alignment and trying to push forward what the goals are. Another coalition/campaign that I think is really great is the Higher Ed Not Debt campaign, which is the HEND campaign, which is a partnership through the Center for American Progress, us at Generation Progress, and a variety of other organizations. We have monthly coalition meetings, and we have an active listserv in which we're sharing a lot of information. And we always come together to address a variety of different issues, especially now during the COVID-19 response, the pandemic that is happening. We've brought the student debt space together to really figure out how we can carve out a path forward that works for all loan borrowers. So those are two examples that come to mind. And those spaces are spaces that are built on trust, open communication, as well as everyone having a part and role to play.
An example of how we coalition build at Voto Latino is through putting on these in-person and virtual events. So far this year, throughout 2020, we've hosted 4 events, 3 in person and 1 virtually, which were all super successful and great thanks to the power of our partners. We hosted 2 in-person text banks, one in Des Moines, Iowa, and the other in Las Vegas, Nevada this year, sending out folks reminders to get out and caucus through texting. In Des Moines, we hosted our event at a pizza shop. In Vegas, we hosted our event at a coffee shop, and worked with so many great organizations. We worked in Iowa with the local LULAC chapter in Des Moines, as well as La Fuerza Latina, an incredible student organization at Drake University. In Nevada, we worked with Fight for Her. We also worked with Next Gen America Nevada and Make the Road Nevada to make this event possible. Our coalition partners in these 2 events were super essential in helping us bring out people, in addition to really, helping us find the right space to host our event and to just work on so many aspects of what it takes to host and put on a successful event and to bring a great and productive community space to everyone. We also headed out to Houston, Texas for Super Tuesday and fed voters, which was really fun. We partnered with the local food truck out there, La Macro. They are fantastic. If you're ever in Houston, check them out. But we worked with this food truck to feed voters who were in line waiting to vote. What was so fun and characteristic about our Houston event was the ability to work with a non-traditional partner, a food truck, whose owner really cared about getting the vote out, right? So what I think is so interesting and unique about coalition building is that it doesn't have to look like something that lives in a traditional space, especially now in 2020. I think that so much needs to happen to make content go viral and or to show up on people's feeds, if that makes sense. So I definitely recommend for you all, for anyone really, and encourage you all to pursue partnerships and to pursue just content ideas that are outside of the box.
I think it's important for us to work across movements because it gives us an opportunity to bring multiple perspectives together to build richer solutions. A lot of the times when we are fighting for an issue, we are experiencing the impact of multiple issues at one time. We do not live single issue lives. So coming together across movements gives us the opportunity to build richer solutions that reflect the day-to-day lives of the people that we're trying to serve. Another reason why I think it's important for us to work across movements and to come together is because it allows us to be thoughtful about the resources that we have and the capacity that we have as well. You know, making a difference, social impact should not just depend on one organization or one person. It's a great opportunity for us to center those who are most impacted, and it gives us an opportunity to come together to actually build collective power, pull together our resources, pull together our capacity, and just like really amplify what we have to do. So I think coming together is super, super important, especially when there's so much at stake for 2020 and beyond. It's not just 2020, it's 2021, 2022, 2024. All of these moments are very important, and it's really important that we can all come together.
It's important that we work together across movements in 2020 because we know that we're stronger together. In 2018 and 2019, Fight for Her ran a national summer organizing program and held reproductive rights summits across the country to train local activists in our communities. Both our summer program and our health empowerment and rights summits brought together hundreds of activists for a full day of learning and taking action on reproductive freedom. Our summits wouldn't have been as successful, impactful, or powerful as they were without the support of our coalition partners who helped us lead trainings and ran panels as experts on the issue. We know that coalition building is an essential part of organizing and making a difference on reproductive rights. Also, our work isn't standalone. Our work is intersectional. We can't fight for reproductive rights without also fighting for immigrant rights, worker rights, healthcare for all, etc. This list goes on and on. That's why we in the Fight for Her campaign work to support our community partners and be strong coalition partners.
As of right now, we've all been impacted by COVID-19, and a lot of the ask and ways that I'm going to share with you today are connected to that. One thing that you can do is to fight and protect DACA, and you can fight and protect DACA by telling Trump to reinstate the DACA program, or you can tell SCOTUS to delay their decision on DACA. DACA is a very important program that has provided temporary relief from deportation and work authorizations for over 800,000 young people across the country. So for the SCOTUS decision to come down right now at a very vulnerable time in our society and our communities would be devastating. We should not be putting our communities in limbo. So please fight and protect DACA. Another way that you can take action is to tell Congress to cancel student debt. There's Americans owe over $1.4 trillion in student debt. I am one of them. Please tell Congress to cancel student debt as a form of economic relief during these trying times. And the last thing that you can do to take action as of right now, because of COVID-19, we are all practicing social distancing. It is really difficult and challenging to practice social distancing if you are incarcerated. So email your governor and local officials and ask that they release all detained and incarcerated youth in juvenile justice facilities unless there's a determination made that that youth is a substantial risk to other people. So those are 3 ways that you can take action, and also check out generationprogress.org. We have tons of opportunities for you to make your voice heard. So check out the website for meaningful actions that you can take on these really important issues.
The 3 major takeaways I have for you all from this video, and of course you know it, they are calls to action. Number 1, obviously, make sure that you are registered to vote. You can check your registration status on our website at votolatino.org, and be sure that you update your registration if you've recently moved, have changed your name, whatever it may be. Number 2, download our app, VoterPal. This app will help you register voters, whether they be your family members, your friends, whatever and whoever they may be. What's so unique about this app is that you can flip it over to organizer mode. Be sure to mark, who you're registering voters with if you are registering with an organization, and this will allow you to track how many voters that you're registering. Third and final takeaway, follow Voto Latino on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. This will let you stay connected to what we're doing, what types of events we're hosting, volunteer opportunities that may come up with us, as well as just, a greater take on the issues that matter to our organization. Hopefully it's through social channels, in addition to everything else, that you'll be able to find a virtual space to connect with so many other great progressive thinkers and activists.
Survey after survey has shown that the majority of Americans support access to reproductive rights. If we can get every single one of those people to take action, that's powerful. If you're watching this video, the one takeaway I want you to have is that you have power and your voice has power. So please, take action. Here are 3 easy ways you can make a difference. First off, you can sign our petition to urge your elected officials to support global reproductive rights. All you have to do is take out your phone and text the word FIGHT to 52886. Second, you can call your elected official. As their constituent, they work for you. They have to track every single phone call that they receive on each legislative issue and concern. All you have to do is dial 202-791-4574 to be connected to your senator or member of Congress. Here's a sample of what you can say. Trump's global gag rule expands an already cruel and counterproductive policy into something that could impede vital foreign aid programs around the world. I urge you to support the Global Health Empowerment and Rights Act to repeal it and prevent a future president from reinstating it. There, that's simple. To stay up to date with what we've got going on and find out how you can continue to support the fight, follow us on our national social media accounts at PopConnectAction on Instagram and at PopConnect on Twitter. If you live in one of the 8 states or 9 cities that we work in, which include Ohio, Pennsylvania, North Carolina, New Hampshire, Colorado, Arizona, Nevada, or California, you can follow your state's account at Fight for Her, your state's initials. For example, follow at Fight for Her NV to follow what we've got going on in Southern Nevada. Hope to see you soon. Bye.